Girija, also please, people who are speaking, please introduce yourself also, at least one shot, so that all of us new people can also know you.
Yeah. So my name is Girija Senapati. So by profession, I am a programmer, and by profession, I am a equity fund manager, and also a lifelong learner for this uh, new skills that we are going to apply in our coming days. So in the last couple of months, I am covering one of the topics from the book called The 15 Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. And today I'll be covering one of the law, which is for much needed for our growth. That is the law of modeling. And what the laws says is, it is hard to improve when you have no one but yourself to follow. So some people think that, okay, I am the best and I don't need anyone or any guidance to improve upon. So that will just a virtuous cycle. Which will keep them in which will stop them from the further growth. The ideal way is to find someone who is better than you and whom you can emulate, and who there is a connect, right? There must be a future version of you that you must be thinking, I want to be like. Suppose if you are a cricketer, Virat Kohli might be your model, and if you are a maybe filmmaker hero or some filmmaker, you want to be like Hrithik, or there must be someone in your area who you think is the best person or your future version, and you want to follow him. So that is the law of modeling. Now how now there are when the difficult part of this process is to find the right person to model, and what should be the characteristics of that model to whom you want to emulate. So there are few examples that John Maxwell has said. The model should be a worthy example in personal life and professional life also, both. And he should be available to you whenever you want some mentoring. It should be available, and a good mentor should have proven experience. It should not be that he has theoretical experience, but practical experience which is proven and through which he has seen success. And the good model should possess wisdom. And if you want to go through a new path, you should ask the person who is returning from that path. So the good model should have already walked through the path that you want to start. And he should provide the friendship and support whenever you need, and there should be a personal touch, and he should coach in different people's lives. So these are the all qualities a good model should have, and I hope it will help you to find the right model and the mentor for you, and it will enrich your life for sure. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm audible, right? Yeah. So good evening, everyone, once again, and I am Rajara. I work in corporate since 20 years now, and I am doing a role of competency development manager. And today I would like to share something which really happened in my career a long time back. And I just joined the company, and I was in the department for 8 years. It was in the department of testing, and I was looking for a change. Now it was 8 years, so the next move was I wanted to be in the application area. So I really liked a job profile which I wanted to move on, and my interest too matched. And but the opportunity was not there. But I was dreaming day and night that I will be in the department. I'll do wonders in the job area. All that was going through. I kept on dreaming. And then whenever I used to see a person from the department, I took special interest to go and meet him, talk about what is happening in the department. So I was really fascinated about this role. But finally, after a long wait, I got the opportunity. I was so excited that I got it to this job, and and I moved to this new department in application. Around after 6 months of the time in the application department, I was asked that whether you were able to give the demo for a project, which was not in the location. You had to travel to some other place and give the demo, and that was the task given to me. And I was excited and said, okay, I will take ahead forward. And I also talked to the senior and said that he will support me. So fine, he gave me instructions, and every day as the day passed, I was just thinking that, okay, I can do it. It's easy, and it's came. I went, assembled, got started, and I encountered a problem. And then uh, with the work around here and there, I managed to give the demo, and I came back. The demo was okay. As I was in the department, I was going through in this phase. I realized that what I had learned to give a demo was a tip of iceberg. But and the senior of 2 to 3 years experience would look and take care of this demo. If I had known on that particular day that I had to do this much of technical, maybe I would not have taken the challenge of giving a demo. But I was amazed and I was thinking, why? Why did I succeed? What made me succeed and I could do the demo? And I got this answer a few days back when I was reading the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It was in the second chapter, The Answers. And it said that brain simply believes what you tell it the most. What I was telling to my brain when I had this opportunity, I said I can do it. I am capable. I was in the dream job profile. I want to succeed. I was just amazed to find out this reason why I could succeed this. Finally, I would just like to say and saying that you know a brain always believes in whatever you say, and you just have to keep telling the brain that you can do it, and you could be successful. That's it. Thanks.
Amazing, Raja. It is really, really impactful because when you share your life story, it really connects. And then when you speak up the content spoken from the second chapter, now the impact is super high. Thank you so much, Raja, for sharing. And that is what the summary of all the talk is. Whatever you say to your brain, so shall you believe. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker then. Uma, are you there? Will you go next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me spotlight you. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So I hope many of you remember that we were talking about the importance of financial literacy. I shared in last book club that it is not important how much you earn, it is more important how much you keep. And I had shared my experience that how I was financially struggling and I changed my job so that I can get a good raise. So let me continue from that. I changed my job. I got almost double than my previous salary, and I was happy for 2 to 3 months. Like there were some money saving in my pocket, so I was saving something, and I thought that my financial struggle ended. But after some time, my mind started thinking about buying stuff, like let's buy that, let's buy those things. And at the same time, my father needed some finance in his business, so I took one personal loan. After some time, my brother said that let's buy a car because he needs to travel for his business very frequently. So I thought it's okay. We will save on some travel expense, and it will be an asset to the family. So I took another vehicle loan, and when you are earning very well, then banks are very generous towards you. They provide you some pre-approved credit cards and all. So I took two credit cards and I started spending on them also. So after a couple of months, I realized that as soon as my salary gets credited, 60 to 65% of it gets debited immediately. And at the beginning of month, I realized that I have only 35 to 40% of my salary to spend on my necessities. So if you observe people around you, then you will find many people like me. So whenever we get an increment or get any bonus, we are thinking about buying home, buying car, or buying new phones and things like that. We always think about how to spend money, and that is why most of the people struggle financially. So I was thinking, is there any solution to that? We can end this struggle or not? So for that, I need to explain my example how buying a car was a big mistake, and how I learned that how can we end financial struggle and how can we be healthy. For that, we will talk about in next book club, when I will talk about how to end this financial struggle, and I will also talk about whether you are healthy or not. Sorry, not healthy, it's wealthy. So I will talk about whether you are wealthy or not. So be in next book club, and till then, okay, over to you, Kiran.
Amazing. I think everyone was smiling. Uma, you connected a lot. People were, waiting कि कब ये बोलेगी solution. अच्छा बता दो, बता दो. That is when you become your mom कि अच्छा next book club में आई है. This is actually a live example of communicating. I think Uma, this is one of your best talk. I loved it personally because
Thank you.
it was connecting with every one of us. I was just seeing all people's faces while you're speaking, and everyone was like laughing, smiling, sarcastic smile. ये सब सबका चल रहा था, And then finally, when they're waiting for the solution, curiosity. That's all. Superb.
So this is I think, a general mistake which almost everyone has done. Like, getting salary, spending it, and after that we realize, oh my God, I am going to spend my entire life on paying EMIs and all.
Correct. Superb, Uma. So we'll be waiting for you for the next book club, and so all of you have to also wait for that. So thank you so much for sharing. Great. So we'll go to the next speaker then. Who will go next? Sana, you want to go next?
Sure, Kiran. Am I audible?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So Uma spoke about money, and I will continue a little bit about it. So how many of us here don't want to have money? Anybody who's there? I'd like to know. Anybody who says, I don't want money? We all want it, right? In fact, we desire for it. And it's not wrong, because when we say, money, it at least solves 90% of our problems. I'd say it solves 100% of our problems, because if we are financially and, peace at mind, we really wouldn't bother much about things. It actually helps us in, having a good life, good lifestyle for us, for our family, for everything. So how do we make money? I was talking about the attitudes from our master book, Magic of Thinking Big. So the first attitude that I was sharing was about having that activated attitude and make others feel that you're alive. The second one was, you make the other person feel important. And today I'll be covering the third and the final episode of this. It's about you put service first. That is, when we are into the business of making money, it could be a job or it could be a business of ours. Majority of the people do the backward. They put money first. However, we need to put service first. It's like, if money is the harvest, then your service is like a seed. So, if we say like, if I really want to say that you want to volunteer or work late, or if when the team is struggling, or if it could be like, if there is something that needs our help, and if we are done, most of the times people back off saying that my work is done, let me just finish other stuff and get done with the work. But if we consider that volunteering and taking that part of taking that service and helping the team first, then the productivity is more higher and it's more faster. And it could be like, giving your clients an extra service. So if you go to a salon, if you go for a haircut, Majority of the guys or girls who do your hairstyle wouldn't just cut your hair and leave it. They will tell you what is something that will keep your hair more nourished or more healthy. We get that tips, right? That's when we do repetition of going to that place. That's how they increase their client base. They even such clients refer other people as well. So they put service first in this instance. And you should always give more than what people are going to expect from you. That will yield more results. So I'd like to just say this: put people before profits. This is something that we've heard, at least commonly we would have heard. And put service first so money can take care of itself. If you do the service, you don't have to actually think about money coming into the result. I actually wanted to share one of my experiences. So a couple of weeks back, it was Karthik's birthday, and I had ordered cupcakes from one of my friends. It was it was beautifully sent, but by the time it reached my house, the cupcake didn't even look like a cupcake. I guess Kiran will agree because he saw how it looked. And I saw the picture when she was about to send, and when I saw the cupcakes, it was really disheartening. And I sent her the picture so she doesn't repeat the mistake, because she sent it to a Danzo guy, and I thought she should not repeat that mistake, and someone else should not get affected. Since she was my friend, I gave her a slight good feedback. And she felt so bad because it was for a birthday and it was like an expectation. uh and then I had not paid the money yet, and if she had told, okay, deduct or lessen the money and send it to me, probably I would not have referred her to anybody or not feel like referring her. But what she did was, next day she personally came to me and replaced the cupcakes for me. I really didn't want it, but she actually put that service first. So it didn't matter for her, because it was around 16 cupcakes which had gone for a toss. She replaced them. Had she had thought about, okay, 16 cupcakes is almost like 800 900 rupees, then she should have put money first. But she didn't want that. She put service first. And I'm sure I will refer her to all of them to in the near future, or I myself will order more from her, because I know what her priority is. So that's how we can increase our money by giving more service. I also had given one exercise last week. Not sure how many of you all followed, but this week there's another exercise. Sit back and think, how can you give more than what people are expecting out of you? So this is the exercise that you need to follow, and maybe if you have interesting answers, you can always come back to us in the next book club and tell. So this is what I wanted to share, Kiran.
Amazing, San. I could really connect with the cupcakes example because I was there, and I know it was. Although we have Sana was very happy from outside, but I know that pain because that special day is only one special day. It comes in a year, and when the cupcakes was this sticked it on and all, but still your friend did a right job and is the right example to serve first and then expect anything else. Wonderfully shared, Sana. Thank you so much. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker then. Arun, if you're online, if you can speak, would you like to speak, Arun?
Hey, Kiran. Yes, I would like to speak. Sorry, my network, there is a issue. Can I just turn off the video and speak? Is it fine?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Sure. Hi all, good evening. So today I'm going to speak about this wonderful association. So in fact, I'm quite excited to share on this topic because, one is I'm not reading from any book and sharing because that is something I always personally since childhood. I have that fear. Even my school days, I would have this fear of reading from the book and where I go to present. But here, this is something I'm going to talk out of my heart. This is about PIM. And so I chose this topic personally. I said, Kiran, that I want to talk about this peak impact mentorship, which is shortly known as PIM. This is one of the best thing which has happened to me, for last several years, which I've been. And so PIM is my mentoring partner. I mean, it's beyond that. So who keeps pushing me to think, it forces me to stretch my brain, to think beyond, and perhaps come out of my comfort zone. And it always, this is an association where they always constantly, one is push and then enable me to kind of think about my growth and choose the right vehicle towards my growth. That's very rare that you get as a genuine partner. So I've been a part of this association for almost 1 year. I've been attending sessions of PIM. There has been a various series, and so the journey has been really amazing. Some of the key learnings which definitely I want to share here is
I think Arun, we can't hear you.
Books, but I have a pile collection of books, but I haven't read it. So I thought this is a very good opportunity wherein I'll also prepare myself and I'll get to exchange knowledge. So yeah, that's why I got here. And it seems exciting.
Thank you so much, Daniel. So Karthik was speaking that you had some short topic to share with us. Is that?
Yes. So I started with this book. It's called Joy of Business, and the author is Simone Milasas, and she writes about her personal journey in this book. So wherein we have a very tough perception about business, wherein business is hustle, hard work. But I think her journey was very joyful, and for her, business was like an art. So she talks about her journey, and I think there's a lot to learn from it. So I have just started it. So I wanted to speak about that.
Perfect. So maybe in upcoming book club, you can maybe speak on a few points.
Sure.
Great. Thank you, Daniel. Awesome. So we'll move next. I think Nikita can go. Nikita, you want to go next? I'll spotlight if you have prepared your topic. Where's?
Oh, thanks. Kiran, can you please give me permission to share my screen?
Yep. I think the permission is there, Nikita. Can you try it?
Okay. Now let me see. Oh, it's doing something weird. All right. Yeah. And give me 1 second so that I can connect my. Okay. All right. Hang on. I can't do anything now because 1 sec. Sorry, because this is right in the middle. Okay, so you guys can see my screen, right? Although I can't really now. Is it okay?
Yes, it is visible. Yeah.
Okay, just 1 sec though. Oh, okay. I can't help it. Okay, hi, I'm Nikita, and I'm going to talk about problem solving because a lot of people talk to me about this, and I thought it's a good topic, problem solving. This is a quote from Albert Einstein that I really like. If I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, I would use the first 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask. And this makes a lot of sense because problem solving to me comes in 2 steps. Firstly, identifying the right problem, and then the solving comes next. And from personal experience, as well as seeing a lot of people and understanding the whole neuroscience and biology of the brain, I know once we freak out, we tend not to focus on the right problem, but we focus on a lot of other things because we're freaking out, panicking. So determining the right problem or the proper question to ask is a great skill. And I'm going to give you a personal example to just show how coming down to the right problem can help you find the right solution. So here we go. A couple of years ago, well, a long time ago, I was invited to a wedding party. My fiance's best friend was getting married. We decided to go for the wedding, and we rented a car we went from London to Paris, rented a car from there, and drove to the wedding venue. My fiance then got quite drunk during the wedding, and when we were supposed to drive back early morning, the wedding party went on all night. Early morning, we were supposed to drive back to the airport because we only had 1 flight to get back home. He was in no position to drive, and I started freaking out because I had to be in London the next day. When I freak out, I tend to call my father because he's kind of my support, my mentor, my everything. I called him and I was freaking out big time. And I said to him, Dad, I have a big problem. And he's like, okay, what happened? So I said, I have to be at the airport in 2 hours. And my dad calmly asked me, okay, Why is that a problem? You bought your ticket, you knew at 8 a.m. you have to be at the airport. So why is that a problem? And I said, Dad, that's a problem because Rian is drunk. Rian is my husband. I said, he's drunk. So he said, okay, so Rian is drunk and that's your problem. So you have to be at the airport. That's not your problem. I said, well, yeah, really. So he said, okay, why is Rian being drunk such a big problem? I said, well, okay, Rian being drunk is not the problem. The problem is he can't drive now. So he was like, okay, so Rian being drunk is not your problem. Your real problem is he can't drive. I said, yeah, that's the problem, Dad. He said, okay, why don't you just take a cab then? And I was like, no, I can't take a cab because we rented this car at the airport and we have to return the car back at the airport. So he was like, okay, so Rian can't drive is not the problem. The problem is that you need to return the car. And I was like, yes, that's the problem. So he said, why is that a problem? Why don't you drive? I was like, no, I can't drive. He said, okay, the car is no longer a problem. The problem is you can't drive. I said, yes, that's the problem. Then he went, okay, but why is that a problem? Because you've got a driving license, you can drive. I said, no, well, it's not that I can't drive. The real problem is I don't feel confident to drive a left-hand drive car on the other side of the road. I've never done that before. So I said, okay, so you can't drive. That's not true. That's not the problem. Your real problem is confidence issue, that you don't feel confident to drive a left-hand drive car. And that's coming down to the right problem. When I was freaking out, I focused on the wrong problem, which is, oh my God, the airport, oh my God, my flight. And when I could calm down, asking this 5 steps why led me to the real problem, which is, okay, the problem is I lack confidence driving a left-hand drive car because I've never done that before. How I solve that problem, I'll talk about it next time, because when you lack confidence or any problem, coming to the right solution again is the second step to problem solving. But the first step itself is determining the right problem. And there's a whole research done in this area, which is, I think, called the 5 whys to solving a problem. I'm not really sure, but this normally comes to me the way my father asks me why. And this is the whole crust of determining the right problem before you can spend your energy on trying to solve the wrong problem. So determining the right problem is what, going back to what Albert Einstein said, is the real key. Thank you. That's about it from me.
Amazing, Nikita. In fact, the way you presented was itself a very creative way to present the problem statement. And then every one of us were like, saying, Acha, this is not the problem. Then you this is also not a problem. So we were actually engrossed in your communications. Really good, Nikita. Really added a lot of impact and value. Thank you so much. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker then. Who's next?
By the way, when I prepared this presentation, my husband's first reaction was, please don't share it. Everyone's going to think I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, well, you did that, didn't you? So yeah.
No, I don't think everyone will ever think, because people are going through difficult phase of time and everyone must have tried something new. So thank you so much, Nikita, again. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker then. Puneet, you want to go next? Puneet has a very wonderful topic. And
hello.
Yeah, Puneet. So before Puneet speaks, just to give a context, so I think few days back when I was listening to this guy called Ankur Warikoo, he's one of the wonderful speaker and entrepreneur. So he put up a topic and asking everyone is, when was the first time you earned your first income? And that question was pretty interesting because all of us has different stories when we earn the first income. So then I thought, let me ask this question to our own people and see what the answer is. So Puneet will share his journey on that. So Puneet, you can go ahead now.
Yeah. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're clear.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Puneet. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession. And I am with this PIM with PIM and Kiran from past 2 years, you can say. And it was a wonderful journey of growth. And how many of you remember, when did you first earn the money? Actually, the story started me on 2010, actually, where, I was in 9th standard, about to go to 10th standard. So that was like, the summer holidays of 2.5 months, which we get. So at that time, my dad was like, struggling to pay my school fee. So I thought of like, that child, we have a lot of like anger issues. Why are you not paying correctly? Why this happens? I'm getting scolding from my teacher, is that and all. I just had a quarrel with my dad. My dad told me, it's not easy to earn money. When you go outside, you will come to know like what hard work we are facing. And I said, what is the hard work in earning money? And he said, when you go to job, no, that time you will come to know. I said like, nahi, main abhi jaunga. Then you see, I will go to job and earn money and I will show you. Then he said like, you're still, 15. No one will give you a job because, child labor act, this, that. He told. I challenged my dad. No way. I will go. I will earn money and I will show you. I will pay my school fees. So my dad told me, okay, first find a job. Then he said, जिंदगी गुजर जाते हैं कि लोगों को काम ढूंढने में. तो तुम तो अभी 15 साल के हो, तुम कैसे काम ढूंढोगे? No one will accept you in shop also. कहीं पे भी नहीं मिलेगा. You stop this childish behavior. He scolded me, man. I said, no, no, no. I will go. I will earn money. I will show you. So that type of confidence that it was in me, like, the fire which, I have to prove myself something. I went, I asked to my school teacher, there is a problem in the house. So I need to earn money somehow, can you help me out? So she spoke to her connections, and some of her friend had a company, Magnet Solutions. So I went there. Then she gave me an address, and she told me, you go there and you can find something out over there. So that time, that Magnet Solutions was like a total into technological type. If they'll do some R&D stuff and they'll make their own product and they will sell into those markets. So उस टाइम पे क्या हुआ था? There was a product based, to switch the timer on of lights in house. जैसे कि वो LED boards रहते हैं, they'll on 24/7 bar. So they won't even switch off. So that was like, he had some advantages. It will save time. एक रात के 1 बजे में आप on कर सकते हो, off कर सकते हो. Then again 6 o'clock को आप on कर सकते हो. That type of technology they had at that time. It based on the advantages and what it is. I read those things. Then the journey starts, the tough part. So पहले shop में गया. Then I was about to tell about the product, but I stammered. Then he said no, he's not confident enough. So नहीं मुझे नहीं चाहिए. Then I went to 10 shops. I got rejected. Then I was like, कि क्या है यार, ये अभी नहीं होगा. What my dad told was, it was correct only. Then I have to go back and face him with failure. Like, yeah, what you told was correct. So that time I realized, let's try 10 more shops. Where I'm making mistakes, first I wanted to know. जब मैंने सोचा कि हाँ, I'm lacking confidence and I didn't know about the product. Then I sat over the sidewalk. Then I studied all the advantages and what was the product about. Then every time when I went to shop, I remember the day that when I fought my dad, I will prove myself. So again I went to shop with confidence. I told told the person who was in charge, what were the advantages and if you take this product. Then it was not about the product. It was about getting their visiting card. That's it. Getting the number and those people will speak. So I asked, can I have a visiting card? For better communication, my boss will contact. Then he showed me. He gave that visiting card. Then after a month, I made that company some of like so 1.5 lakh of profit, in which he gave me a 3,000 rupees check on my dad's name. So that was my first earning. Then I went to my dad and I gave him the check. You see, this is what I can do with my confidence level, and I never give up. That was my first earning. अभी जितना भी कमा लो ना, तो that which I earned at 3,000 rupees, that sweat and that it is amazing. अभी जितना भी कमा लो तो उतना स्वाद नहीं है जितना वो first earning में था.
I know. And one good question, I think the highlight is that when I got inspired by listening Puneet's story is that, Puneet, how old were you that time?
15, at the age of 15, Kiran.
15 साल में कोई इमेजिन कर सकता है कि आपको दुकान में जाके गाली सुनने पड़ेगा, रिजेक्शन जाना पड़ेगा? ऐसा नहीं कि उसको मिल गया था. He went through 10 to 15 shops, got rejected, then learned from the rejections, changed his habit, and then again went back just to prove himself that he is capable enough. And that is inspiration, because I've read a lot of stories which, you know, which resonates with what Puneet has gone through in his real life. And amazing, Puneet. In fact, I was completely inspired because I've never done that, to be honest, at that age, for sure. I was busy playing cricket, but you showed all of us that it doesn't matter what age you have. It is just the matter of your reason, what you believe and what you want to prove it. Amazing. Great. So we'll move to the next speaker then. Okay. Lalita ji, you're available. Lalita ji, if you can speak. ललिता जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको? I think there could be some network issue then. Okay. अरुण,
yes, बीच में ना आवाज डिस्कनेक्ट हो रही है, एक्चुअली वीडियो भी पॉज हो रहा है, ये चीजें हो रही है.
आप एक बार ट्राई कीजिए ऑडियो में, अगर कुछ
आई विल कंटिन्यू किरण.
तो मैं बता दूंगा.
Okay. Hello everyone. This is Lalita from Delhi. By profession, I am a teacher. And first, I want to ask some question. What will happen if sun will not rise? Did you think what will happen if the sun will not rise? And what will happen if our armies will not able to fight with enemies? What will happen? We all be unpeaceful, right? हमारी जो लाइफ होगी ना वो एकदम उथल पुथल हो जाएगी. अगर सनराइज नहीं होता है, हर जगह डार्कनेस होगा. बट ऐसा होता है क्या? नहीं होता. क्यों नहीं होता? क्योंकि इनका जो भी वर्क होता है वो अपने वर्क को फुल डिसिप्लिन के साथ में कर रहे हैं. वो कोई एक्सक्यूज नहीं बनाते कि हाँ सन ये नहीं बोलता कि मुझे राइज नहीं होना है. वो अपने काम को सिस्टमैटिक वे में कर रहे हैं. तो डिसिप्लिन होता क्या है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नो अबाउट दिस डिसिप्लिन. सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन या डिसिप्लिन मीन्स इन हिंदी दैट मीन्स अनुशासन. अनुशासन को अगर आप सेपरेट करोगे ना, तो अनु का मतलब होता है सेल्फ एंड शासन मतलब राज करना, मतलब खुद को कंट्रोल करना. तो अगर हम सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन का मतलब होता है सेल्फ, कैसे हम खुद को कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. मतलब क्या होता है, हमारी जो बॉडी है उस पे हमारा ही कब्जा है, हमारा ही कंट्रोल है. अगर हम इसको चाहें, हम जैसा चाहें वैसा कर सकते हैं. लेट अस सपोज हमें उठना है मॉर्निंग में. हमने डिसाइड किया कि कल मॉर्निंग में हमें 4 o'clock उठना है, बट हमने अलार्म भी सेट किया. जब अलार्म बजता है तो हम क्या करते हैं, अलार्म को बंद करके फिर से सो जाते हैं. तो क्या हम उस टाइम पे डिसिप्लिन है? जो हमने डिसाइड किया, जो हमने कमिट किया अपने आप से कि हमें सुबह उठना है एंड जो भी व्हाटएवर वर्क यू हैव टू डू वो करना है, तो क्या आपने उस कमिटमेंट को कंप्लीट करने के लिए डिसिप्लिन को मेंटेन किया? दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन. तो अगर ऐसा नहीं है तो क्या आप अपनी लाइफ में सक्सेस हो पाओगे? जो भी गोल्स आपने डिसाइड किया, तो क्या आप अपने गोल्स को अचीव करने में सक्सेस हो सकते हो? क्योंकि आप अगर बैक साइड में जाओगे, जितने भी सक्सेसफुल पीपल्स हैं, तो आप देखोगे उनकी हिस्ट्री की क्या थी. क्योंकि अभी हम जो देखते हैं ना, तो ऐसा लगता है कि वो सक्सेस है, उनका सक्सेस पार्ट दिखता है, लेकिन बैकग्राउंड में जो उनके साथ में हुआ, वो कैसे अपने आप को कंट्रोल किए, कैसे डिसिप्लिन किए, कैसे कमिट किए और कैसे जो भी चैलेंजेस उनकी लाइफ में आए उसको ओवरकम करते हुए सक्सेस हुए, वो हमें दिखाई नहीं देता, राइट? तो वो क्योंकि अपने आप को डिसिप्लिन किए, दैट्स व्हाई दे विल बी सक्सेस इन देयर लाइफ. ठीक है, बट अगर हमने नहीं किया तो हम भी सक्सेस नहीं हो सकते. तो यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है जो हमें सक्सेस होने से रोकता है? डिसिप्लिन है. तो डिसिप्लिन भी कैसे मेंटेन होता है, कैसे हम डिसिप्लिन को अपने माइंडसेट को, अपने आप को कैसे कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं अपने अकॉर्डिंग? तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि जो हमारा इमोशनल हेल्थ होता है ना, वो बहुत वर्क करता है कि हम कैसा सोचते हैं और हमारा सेल्फ कंट्रोल कैसा होता है. तो जो इमोशनल हेल्थ होता है ना, आजकल लोगों का जो इमोशनल हेल्थ हेल्थ बहुत ही ज्यादा लो है। लो इमोशनल हेल्थ का मतलब ही होता है कि आप बहुत ज्यादा नेगेटिव हो। तो अब अगर आप नेगेटिव हो, लेट अस सपोज आपको हेल्दी रहना है तो आप हेल्दी डाइट लेते हो, राइट? तो ऐसे ही अगर आपको अपने माइंड को हेल्दी रखना है, अच्छा सोचे, वो अच्छे से आपको कंट्रोल करे, तो आप क्या करोगे, उसको अच्छे थॉट दोगे। अच्छे थॉट कैसे जनरेट होंगे? अच्छे चीजों को आप सुनोगे, देखोगे, मतलब what we want to watch, what we want to read, what we want to listen, वो डिसाइड करते हैं कि आपका जो इमोशनल डाइट है वो कैसा है और आपका जो थॉट प्रोसेस है वो कैसा होने वाला है। लेट अस सपोज हम मॉर्निंग में उठते हैं, सबसे पहले लगाते हैं न्यूज, तो क्या होता है कि जो हमारा न्यूज है, जो नेगेटिविटी है, वो सारी अंदर चली जाती है। तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, अनहेल्दी डाइट ले रहे हैं फॉर आवर माइंड। तो पूरे दिन क्या होता है, वही चीज हमारे अंदर चलती रहती है और हमारा खुद पे कंट्रोल नहीं रहता, क्योंकि सुबह से लेके शाम तक हम बस वही चीजें अपने माइंड में प्रोग्राम कर दिए, नेगेटिव चीजें, तो वही चीज हमें हमारा रिजल्ट देती रहती है और डिसाइड करती है हमारा डे, और हमारा एवरी डे डिसाइड करता है कि हमारी लाइफ कैसी होगी। तो दैट इज डिपेंड ऑन अस कि हम कैसा सोचते हैं, कैसे चीजों को देखते हैं, कैसे एसोसिएशन में रहते हैं, वो हमारे डिसिप्लिन को मेंटेन करने में हमारी हेल्प करता है। तो सेल्फ कंट्रोल इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टू सक्सीड। दैट कंट्रोलिंग माई सेल्फ, ट्राई टू कंट्रोल एक्चुअली, क्योंकि इट इज नॉट इजी फॉर एवरीवन, क्योंकि एक तपस्या है और तपस्या आपको पता है ऐसे ही नहीं होता है। मतलब तपस्या करके और भगवान प्रकट हो और फिर उनसे वरदान मांग लो, मतलब ये इतना इजी प्रोसेस नहीं है। तो उसके लिए बहुत ज्यादा डिसिप्लिन को मेंटेन करने के लिए ये एक तपस्या ही है और उसके लिए बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रगल करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आप अपने आप को डिसिप्लिन कर पाओगे। बट यस, अगर आपने डिसिप्लिन कर लिया तो यू कैन सक्सीड। थैंक यू किरण।
Thank you, Lalita ji. The best content, the best line I loved is सुबह उठ के न्यूज कौन स्विच ऑन करता है? The moment you switch on news, 99% बस नेगेटिविटी है। ये इसने ये क्या, आज ये हुआ है। नेगेटिव के अलावा पॉजिटिव तो कभी सुना ही नहीं मैंने न्यूज में बचपन से लेकर। द बिगेस्ट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन विच वी डिड वाज टू कंप्लीटली take out the idiot box and keep out of your home. But again, the next challenge is that right now even internet is also not making people peaceful. कहीं ना कहीं से तो negativity आ रही है, so you need a positive association for that. Amazingly covered, Lalita ji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiran.
Great. Revati, you will go next. I'll spotlight you. Yeah, Revati, your spotlight.
Good evening all, I am Revati. So today the topic that I am covering is about mind your own business, which is from Rich Dad Poor Dad. So firstly, when we say business, what is it exactly? So do you think it is the job that we do, which is from 9 to 5, or is it a proper setup that you have and you sit there again from 9 to 5? So what do you think the business is? It's not about that. So what the author tells here is, so he starts with his friend's example. Like, see, we know the McD, which is a very famous chain, right? Like we often go there. So when we know about the McD, we should also know like how does it actually make money or what is their business model exactly. So that is what he tells here. See, we know McD as a hamburger business only, but the way how they make the money is through the real estate. So that's how they make the money, and they are the leading money maker if you see in the world, right? So see, the main point here is, when I say business, it shouldn't mean that again we think in a traditional business model. Okay, so it could be anything which will create your assets or which adds more money into your asset. So like Uma had also spoke, right, even in the last book club or today also, like what is the asset and what is the liability. So first of all, we should know the difference for this. So when we say asset, it's nothing but it is something that which adds money into your pocket, and liabilities, which is something it takes out money, right? So I mean, I can tell my own example. Might be 1 year back, I was I mean, before, this is the story before I came into the book club. Okay, so I was very mad about the iPhone. I can so I was so mad that, like, I knew it is coming in the next week. So today I just took break from my office hours. I went and I pre-booked it, and I got it through EMI. Okay, so I was so mad, I cannot explain. Okay, I mean, it's just crazy. Um, so, and it was a EMI totally, like, I was happy I got the mobile, everything. Max 3 months or 4 months, I was happy looking at that. Then I came across this association and I was reading all this book. I understood, okay, this is not something a investment that I made it. It's not investment, definitely, because I was paying from my own pocket, and I was thinking it's a luxury, in fact, having it. So, but that's not the case, because see, the main key point is, if the same thing I had invested in the stock or somewhere else, I could have earned more money. At least in 1 year, I would have got a very good return, from which I could have purchased more. So the main catch here is, first of all, apart from our 9 to 5 job or the regular job, whatever we do, we should also focus on minding our own business. So business could be a stock, or a business if you're really interested into. So basically it is to generate your asset column. So this is the key takeaway that I wanted to add. And also, see, if the way we think is, so today I am at professionally, I am at this place. So I will try to upgrade my skills more, and again I'll think of a promotion, again switching to other company. So this is a continuous vicious cycle, right? So somewhere down the line, I should also think, what is the income that I'm creating for myself, the wealth. So that's all. I hope I have conveyed the message.
Absolutely, Revati, you've conveyed it very practically. I think many people would have connected with your talk, because it's very important for us to realize this, because once people realize, and actually they can take actions, because it is not that easy. While I know people are in different professions where their full energy is going into that profession. Now, after that profession, I don't know how many people's battery is still charged. And if your battery is not charged, the only thing which comes into people's mind is, "Arey yaar, sab moh maya hai, jaane do, abhi chal raha hai na, chalne do." All these thoughts will always give, you are so expert in giving yourself excuses, and then you give up, and your life goes on like that. And then after 20 years, you regret, "Oh, I should have done that. I should have done this," and all those stuff. It's a very important talk, Revati, because it will bring awareness among all of us. Thank you so much for sharing. Great. So we'll go to the next speaker. I think Arun, do you want to try again this time?
Yes, Kiran. I think I'm at a better place now.
Perfect.
So hopefully there should not be any network issue. Okay. Hi all. Good evening. So today
Arun, you got muted. You have to unmute.
Okay. Is it audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hi all. So myself, I'm Arun, and I have close to 14 years of experience in corporate industry. I work in HR, human resources, and so my journey with PIM. So today I'm going to speak about my journey with PIM.
Arun, you got muted again.
Oh, okay. Some issues. Okay, fine. Is it audible now, Kiran?
You were audible until you introduced yourself, and then the journey was. Then you got muted.
So I wanted to share about my journey with PIM. And so this is such an interesting topic. I don't want to make it boring by just getting out of the network or something like that. Let me just keep it short, but certainly the journey with PIM, which is my personal mentoring partner, and with my 13 years of experience in corporate HR, I work with different kind of industries. I worked with banking, I have worked with retail industry, I work with IT consulting. So, but honestly speaking, this is genuinely as a platform where I have seen where you get to learn so much, so many new things, and so this is only place which keeps pushing. Which, if I have to talk about my personal experience, it really helped me a lot in terms of pushing me to think and force me to stretch my brain to think beyond and come out of my comfort zone. So it just never allowed me to kind of stay within my comfort zone, because I have certain constraints with I'm married with 2 kids and office, and my entire weekend is already planned. That's how it is. But PM is something, it just doesn't allow me to stay at my comfort zone constantly. It helps me to think about my growth. What are you doing about your growth? What is next? So are you fine? Do you feel yourself comfortable? So that's the kind of pinch which I get, which I think about. It doesn't allow me to sleep peacefully sometimes. And I remember, because this happens every Saturday night, and sometimes due to some issues, maybe due to a family gathering or something, I might tend to miss out the attending the event as a live, but I will just be behind, to get the recording and watch it the next day itself, because I'm so inclusive. I know that there's so much of value add. My personal learnings has been as, don't get scared to take decisions, because this was when I was alone and bachelor. I knew that no one's going to ask me, and I don't have to be accountable for someone. But now I have my spouse, I have my 2 kids, I have my parents, I have a lot of stakeholders within my family. But this is a platform which kind of gives me that thought process, gives me that food for thought, saying that don't get limited with your thinking. And always see, one thing which I also learned is that you will always evaluate yourself with your intentions, but society will evaluate with your results. Okay, so these are some of the things which it helped me to keep pushing me. And at some times I always used to get stuck. I think this is I'm already good at something, so let me not try something new, and that's about it. But again, Vijay comes up with a new thing. He always gives a killer lines: keep flowing like a river and do not be a reservoir. So again, this gives me a trigger to kind of think and move on. So this is definitely my personal mentoring partner, and I would strongly vote for this association, and not because of any personal thing, out of my experience. And there's so much of takeaway that I've had with PIM. The journey has been amazing, and looking forward for a lot of engageful and insightful sessions from PIM. Over to you, Kiran.
Amazing, Arun. In fact, those 2 power packed lines really, gives a lot of goosebumps. Don't flow like a river, don't be a reservoir, but be like a river. So impactful. Amazing. Thank you so much, Arun, for sharing your learnings. Superb. Now we'll go to Shiva. I think, Shiva, you had your topic. I'll spotlight you.
Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Shiva here. Today, I would like to share one topic related to this one. When you lose trust with your boss, how to gain that, how it will be so difficult. And I can share my story. And once I went for an interview, and I told my boss that I'll be going for an interview. My boss was trusting me a lot. And I went for an interview. And I told my boss, okay, you can go. And I applied leave the next day, and I went from my team. Again, two people came for the same for same company for the interview. And what has happened after that? And when I went first, and after that I saw both of them, And they told, "Hare, you both of them have come for interview." They told, I told that I'm not well, and after that I have attended the interview, and after that interview and all have over. It was Saturday, and I went on Monday, and my boss asked how was the interview and all. I told the interview was good, and it was fine and all. And after that he asked, and he was feeling doubt like who and all came for the interview. I told that, sir, I don't know. I attended the interview. It was good and all. And again, he asked me who and all came for the interview. He was doubting that again, two people were on leave. They were also would have been come for interview. And I didn't told about them that those both people, they have come for interview. And after some time, he was happy that I have attended the interview and everything was going fine. And after some days, what has happened? He trusted me that no one has attended. Shiva has alone attended. And after one day, what has happened? One of my ex-colleague, he was well known to my boss. And one day he called, and he got a call from the same company for attending that interview. And after that, what happened? He called my boss. My boss, Shiva, what happened to Shiva's interview? He has attended, no? And Shiva told everything was fine. And along with that, from your team, 2 members were attended at the interview. And my boss, again, he asked with him, who and all? He told the 2 persons' name. It was this one. And immediately after that guy called, immediately he called me. Are Shiva, why you told lie to me? I have trusted you so much. I believed you so much. I believe that I'm giving you respect, like I'm like a own brother. That and all. It was, I lose that. I told me that I lose the trust on you. You lied with me. I don't want to anymore continue with me and all. We were during our office hours, we were going for walking and all. And after that, when I went to office on Monday, after that, he was so angry at me. You again, I asked you on that day who and all came for interview. But it was not good on my part. Again, telling on the 2 guys that these 2 people have attended for interview and all. It was not good. That's why I didn't tell about those people. And he lose confidence on me that Shiva has told lie to me. And after that, what has happened? To gain that trust, it was this one. And he was every time he was catching that point only. You have told lie me. How can I believe you? If I do anything, he was not against me. Finally, to gain that trust, it took a lot. That was the main this one. If you lose trust, and to gain that trust, it takes a time. And to convince him, it was very difficult. That was one of my great experience when I doesn't want to tell lie about, don't want to tell lie again, to highlight those 2 to make that people, those 2 people told that they doesn't want to, they have told that they are not well and all. That's why I don't want to keep like in corporate, this one will tell no bucket. That type of job I didn't do against those 2 people. They were also asked me, have you told that anything to Chanchal? I told I didn't tell about you guys and all. And after that, they were also happy. And after that, they listened this story and they also felt very bad. Your boss was very close to you. And after telling that we didn't attend the interview, you lose the trust. That was one of the most difficult situation when you lose the trust. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
Amazing, Shiva. I think this is definitely not easy to share the story, because when you did something wrong which you felt and we're sharing in public, it is not at all easy. And I think that is when you learn, because we do mistakes with our close people whom we find, whom we feel they are close to us, and we sometimes do the error. And when it breaks trust, to build it, I think now you know how much time does it take to really build it.
Yeah, sure, Kiran.
So thank you so much, Shiva, for sharing your journey. Great. So before I talk the surprise topic, I have last 1 or 2 speaker to speak. Gayatri Gupta, do you want to speak next? I'll spotlight you.
Okay. Hello everyone. Kiran, I am audible?
Yeah, you're audible and visible.
Okay. Hello everyone, I am Gayatri from Pune. So today my topic is money and job knowledge is the only power when it is specialized and organized. So एक example है, जैसे one professor teaching finance, can be he wealthy? No, unless he is applied the knowledge in his own business and wealthy out of it. Yes, so he is the only the generalized knowledge only for teaching. So Napoleon Hill. So my topic is from Think and Grow Rich, this book, and the topic is specialized knowledge. So generalized knowledge is the knowledge which is not implemented, but specialized knowledge is organized, intelligently directed through practical plan of action. So to the defined end of accumulation of money. So क्या क्या क्वालिटी होना चाहिए जैसे हमारे स्पेशलाइज्ड नॉलेज में. So first is ability. So you may bridge your weakness through the aid of your mastermind. So like me, actually मुझे लोगों के सामने बोलना करना, I am purely housewife, but now in book club and association किरण के साथ रह के अभी मुझे अभी भी डर है, but now I am present, मैं प्रेजेंट कर पा रही हूँ बुक रीडिंग करके. तो ये मेरा बहुत बड़ा वीकनेस था कि लोगों के सामने आना. तो मेरा ये एबिलिटी मैंने खुद डेवलप किया. तो सो एबिलिटी इज द आपके लोग जैसे लोगों में एबिलिटी का डेवलप होता है तो वो नॉलेज और अपने आप को स्पेशल फील होता है. लाइक एबिलिटी, other one is power. So power is required highly and organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. So one the group like mastermind group also knows about the specialized knowledge which implemented the specialized knowledge. So like विजय भैया जैसे PIM में लोगों को टीच करते हैं, बहुत सारे प्रोफेसर टीच करते हैं, बट विजय भैया जो प्रोफेसर का विजय भैया जो ये टीच करते हैं और ये कर इतना बड़ा 300 पीपल उनको ये सुनते हैं फॉर ओनली फॉर स्पेशलाइज्ड नॉलेज. सो और एक ये एग्जांपल है थॉमस एडिसन जो अपने लाइफ में ओनली 3 months ही स्कूल गए हैं और उनके लाइफ में, बट ही कैन नॉट इनफ मतलब एजुकेशन, नाइदर ही इज पुअर. तो पढ़ाई जरूरी है, बट ऐसा नहीं कि जैसे एडिसन फेमस हुए पढ़ाई उनके पास एबिलिटी और पावर था फेमस होने के लिए. So जैसे specialized knowledge is the most plentiful and cheapest form of service. So this is my topic. Thank you, Kiran.
Amazing, amazing, Gayatri. I think, in fact, you speaking itself is an inspiration because for people who don't know, Gayatri is my chachi. She is my relative, and I know the kind of woman she was before, and it is inspirational seeing her transformation. She was a complete introvert, proper homemaker with 2 kids, 1 husband, and definitely now when I see her after कितने साल हो गए चाची? 1 साल तो होगा ना?
1 साल, yes.
1 year of consistent effort in participating and proactively preparation can give tremendous results. And in fact, today she's a role model to so many people. And she understood specialized knowledge concept. कि यार अपने आप को मास्टरमाइंड ग्रुप से सराउंड कर लो, आपकी जो भी खामियां हैं वो छुप जाएगी. You will complement your weaknesses and you can work on your strengths. Amazingly done. And we all are really inspired. Thank you so much for sharing. So. Okay, so before I speak, so I think Vivekananda wanted to add few points. Vivekananda, you're there online. Do you want to add few points?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, like I've been hearing so many voices talking about economy and money making. So I felt like adding some the antithesis of thesis making money. Like I felt when I was reading about this one-dimensional man concept of Herbert Marcuse. Herbert Marcuse is a neo-Marxist. He talks about one-dimensional man concept, in which he says that man is continuously thinking about one dimension, which is economic dimension, which is which is reducing man to a consumer. Like most of the times we think about economy and we ignore the basic things like uh, maybe participating in the politics, or maybe doing service to the humanity, or maybe many other spheres which we are having. If we are not concentrating on those things and we are continuously making money, someday some or the other day, if that money making thing is getting collapsed, then the entire humanity will get collapsed. It's not like we for example, during Nazi regime, people were not at all participating in politics, and people were not getting interested into this politics. So the rightist regimes have come up, and you have seen how the Jewish people got suffered, and how the world wars have come up because people were not at all active in the politics. And Hannah Arendt also writes the same thing. Like if people are not getting into civic republicanism, like participation also should be in within the limits where we should uh, we should be actively participating in the politics, and we should not be over participating. So in a civic sense, we should be participating in the public sphere, so that we our duties in the public sphere also should be reflected. So I feel uh, we are giving excessive emphasis on economy. Like most of the people are speaking about iPhones, BMW, everything, whatever. But the the opposite side of the BMW, opposite side of money making, no, I think most of the people are unable to see. That's what I felt. I may be wrong, so you can also add some of the other points. Okay, fine.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Vivekananda, to share your perspective. And definitely, it's an interesting perspective, and also there are a lot of truths inside it as well. So I echo you, and we'll have discussions for sure on this more in the coming book clubs as well. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so I have something very interesting to offer all of you, because today's content is, I'm sure not everyone knows, because this is a content which I have received from Vijay's coaching for almost 2 to 3 years. Vijay used to share me this John C. Maxwell's audios, and I used to go through John C. Maxwell audios, just like how you are listening to PIM, and used to share his audios, is to make note and understand the concentration what he puts into his topic. So what I'll share is very, very interesting. So pay close attention. So I was talking about communicator and commentators few weeks back. Now, this is something much beyond that when I talk about something called leadership communicators. So the moment you want to own your life or you want to live your dream, you have to lead yourself first. And while you're leading, if you're not able to communicate with people and bring along with people, then it is very difficult for your big dream to achieve. Okay. So there are 4 types of leadership communicators. The first type of leadership communicators are experts. Okay. The experts are the keeper of the mission. The key word, what we define with these experts, are understanding. They can convey the message with security, calm, and always according to mission, and communicate clearly. You see, right, in your job, your career, anyone, you'll see at least one expert in your life in some particular area. The moment you talk to him or her, you will see कि वो जो बंदा बोल रहा है सच्ची बोल रहा है, सुन लेते हैं बात. He's so clear in his thought when he communicates about health or about finance, about maybe corporate, how to become successful manager, how to write good code, whatever it is. And that experts will be always out of the crowd. So there's the first type of leadership communicator is experts. The second one is visionary. Visionary is persuading into the mission, and the keyword is passion. Conviction and consumed with passion, and only passion will fuel your achievement. Imagine you don't have vision, then what fuel you'll give to your passion? Passion is something like vehicle. You need to always fill your passion with fuel. And that is when the success will come. And trust me, personally, when I have felt, I would always choose one person with passion, and which is much better than choosing 99% with having just interest. Because I know the person who's passionate, he will overpower everyone in a certain period of time. So this is a second type of leadership communicator called visionary. The third one is also close to my heart, because this is what I've been learning and doing as well, is the coach. The address needs of individual and a team needs to strive excellence. The key word the coach is preparation. The best part is that when coach tries to communicate, it always goes to personalized way. If I'm talking to Revati, then I'll always come to Revati's shoes and talk about her strengths and weaknesses, because if I'm in her shoes, I can communicate and help her in a much better way. And once the coach learns the motivational point, trust me, he or she can leverage it to help the person who can really succeed in his life. So coaching communicator is more of personalized approach, where if you can find a good coach in your life, you are all set. You have an anchor for your life. And the best keyword I loved is preparation. No matter whatever challenges you have, if you're prepared, even if you're coming to book club, if you're prepared for the topic, you will perform best. And the last one is transformer. I love this name, transformer. Has information and conviction, both, plus is also kind of visionary and experts. It is a combination of experts, visionary, and coach. In तीनों का combination है transformer, and the keyword is motivation. And whenever I hear the word transformer, I used to tell everyone, whenever I used to go to Vijay's home is in HSR layout. And the moment I go towards his home, I feel that I'm getting that energy from transformer, right? If I feel low in my life, trust me, I don't have to go to Vijay's home and talk to him also. If I just go and pick my bike and just go around his home, I think I'll be charged. That kind of aura he emits. And that is where that leadership communicator comes. If we can learn how to become transformer leadership, no one can stop us. And this is what I wanted to share. The 4 types of leadership communicator. One is experts. Second is visionary. Expert has a keyword of understanding. Visionary has keyword of passion. Coach has keyword of preparation. And transformer keyword is motivation. So I hope my short talk added some value. You can evaluate yourself where you are in any one of the bucket. If you are already in one of the bucket, then probably we can learn and go towards transformer. If you're not there in any of the bucket, then it is an alarm for you. Where are you? How will you achieve your goals? You have to be a good leadership communicator. So thank you so much for listening. I hope I was in time. So that's about it. So before we end, I think we can ask for summary. So who will summarize? Prakash, you want to summarize, or anyone else?
Anyone else wants to go for summary? I would like to go. Okay, I will take it as no. No one is replied, so I will just go ahead with the summary. So today Girija just started with the 15 law with the topic law of model from the 15 laws of growth from John C. Maxwell, where he explained about you should have a good model to follow, and you should have good, that model should have good qualities and should have worked on the path you want to follow. That he explained in his topic. Then Rajaram talked about the topic from what to say when you talk to yourself. The brain simply believes what you feed to it. The topic from the 2nd chapter of the answers. And he also shared his story of success, that how he believed that he can succeed, and he succeeded really in the real life. Okay. Then Uma talked about the rat race she has into and she will be sharing the solution to that rat race in the next session. So we are waiting for it. Then Sahana talked about how to make money by putting service at first, and she also shared her personal story about the cupcakes. Then Arun talked about his PIM learnings and how PIM is learning, helping him to grow in all the way. Then Nikita presented the very good topic on determining the right problem to find out the solution to the particular problem. So after that, Puneet talked about his first earned salary. He talked about his experience of rejection and fighting back to earn his first salary. Then Lalitaji talked about self-discipline, and she talked about the emotional health during explaining how self-discipline works well if you decided. Then Revati talked about minding your own business from the chapter from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Then Shivakumar talked about the trusting relationships and how it is difficult to gain a trust and keep that trust. So he shared his real life example with his boss when he went to one of the interviews and he found other two colleagues as well came to the same interview. Then Gayatri ji talked about the specialized knowledge from Think and Grow Rich. She talked about ability, power, qualities, how you can develop these abilities and power through specialized knowledge. Then Kiran talked about the leadership communicators, where he talked about the 4 types of leadership communicators. Those are experts, visionary, coach, and transformer. He also explained the different qualities like experts, leadership communicators have the understanding, and these experts communicator communicates very clearly. Visionary people, leaders have a passion, and coach communicators have a preparation, and also the transformer communicators have a combination of expert, visionary, and coach who has a motivation. And he shared his real life example that if you want to have a motivation, he can pull his bike and just roam around Vijay's house. So that's all from today's session.
Amazing. Amazing. That's super amazing the way you summarize Prakash. And just to add Prakash thing, Vivekananda also shared about his learnings of not going only after money, but also to look in the political aspect of the country, and that way we can add our value to our country to grow as well. Did you miss anyone else? I think only one. So anyway, I believe Prakash is the most good listener I've ever heard, because the kind of points he brings up in summary is I don't know how many people can really bring the points what he brings.
Kiran, also just to add, Arunya, I think like Prakash is the meaning of Roshni, right? Sun. So like we have only one sun, we can have only one Prakash, and I'm sure no one can compete with Prakash. Thanks to you, Prakash.
Yeah, Arun, I would like to have same kind of things from other people. Like I just forget the name of one of the friend who actually summarizes the talk as well. Nasir also summarizes well. Even last time Karthik also summarized very well. So I would like to have those people around me as well. Thank you.
Prakash ko akela chhod de rahe sab log, Good. Anyway, Prakash,
it's the exact example. Whatever that speaker would have told, exact example. It's like listening to our own recording sometimes.
Amazing. So before everyone goes, let's quickly take the photo, because I know people who are new, they might leave. So Karthik, I'll just put the gallery view.
I'm taking the role today, so request all of you to switch on your video. Girjaji, Kusum, Vivekananda, Indian Uncle, Ravi, Puneet, Lalitaji, Samiksha, please. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're done, Sana? Superb. I think photo खींचने में अभी मजा आएगा. पहले तो photo खींचते नहीं है, but अभी सीखने के लिए भी अच्छा लगता है ना. You learn and then take the photo in the end. So you feel like चलो कुछ तो अच्छा किया आज. Superb. And I think before we end, there are a lot of ideas I received. One of the ideas received from Rajaram, I'll speak about it. And one of the ideas which I received from Nikita. So that was amazing idea. So why should I speak? So let Nikita speak, and then we'll see how do we implement in the upcoming book club. So Nikita, you can go ahead. You can share your idea to everyone.
Okay, you've put me on the spot here, but thank you for that.